We're...
I was thirsty. Now I drank too much. I drank too quick. Hey everybody, we are out on a Sunday morning and we've got the weekend to kind of go around Mississippi and Alabama because there's no work in Red Bay on the weekends.
Is that Alabama?
Alabama?
Yeah.
That's
or Miss Alabama.
Miss Alabama. Anyway, we are riding on the Natchez Trace Parkway and it is pretty cool. It's just natural. Nature is
there's very authentic
naturist.
trees. Very authentic trees and grass everywhere.
But there's a lot of history with that. And so we're gonna head to the Welcome Center, the Natchez Trace Welcome Center in Tupelo. And we're gonna see what they can tell us about the Natchez Trace. I do not know much about it.
I can pronounce it. I think.
So we're learning today. We're on a history lesson.
It's like the magic school bus.
The magic equinox.
The magic equinox. Yeah. It's Talon the Wonder Dog.
Talon the Wonder Dog. There's our scenic overlook on the Natchez Trace Parkway.
Where are we at?
We're at the visitor center for the Natchez Trace Parkway or trail.
So why aren't we inside the visitor center filming this?
Because it's closed for COVID. Yep, our real first stop where we thought it was open and it was not.
Yeah, it's actually behind us if you look out the rear mirror now that Talon's laid back down, but
there's Talon.
There's Talon.
She's ready to get out. Do some walking. The bathrooms are open. There is a park ranger that will answer any of your questions, and then they will do stamps for you on stickers. So that's what we got, our stamps.
You get sticker stamps.
We put ours in our book already for national parks. They did them on like these big, super big stickers, so you might want to bring some scissors to cut it around or wait till you get home.
If you don't have one of these passports in national parks, get it. Get one. It's cool. It's fun.
Yep.
Fill up the book.
We've seen places we probably wouldn't have stopped at or didn't know about. It's been a lot of fun for us to do that.
So now we are going to try to go to the Tupelo National Battlefield.
And the other one, Bryce's Crossroads. We will be hitting that at some point today.
Probably, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Then we'll be making our third trip to the birthplace of Elvis. Hopefully this time everything will be open so we can actually go in.
Because we're not coming at night.
Yeah. All right. We are about to approach the Tupelo National Battlefield. Don't blink.
And there you have it.
That was it. Not even a place to park. We are sitting and swinging on Elvis's porch.
We are.
How cool is that? We're going to flip around real quick so you can see. That's Elvis's window. That's Elvis's door. We are hanging out. Literally the birthplace of Elvis because he was born in this house.
That is so cool.
So
I'm a little geeked by it,
yeah.
To be honest. My dad was a huge Elvis fan.
We're going into King's house.
Can't we?
Not Graceland. The first Graceland, I guess.
Where he graced the land.
Yeah.
But Vernon Presley, Elvis's father, borrowed $180 in 1934. Bought the materials, and his father Jesse, and his brother Vester built this two-room, what they call shotgun shacks. That was in 34, and then Elvis was born January 8th of 35, right here in this front room, delivered at home by midwife. Now, none of this furniture is original. They sold their original furniture several years later when they moved to Memphis in 1948. But we do have replica furniture, but everybody had the same type furniture back then. Now, they did have a battery-operated radio that ran off a car battery they got to listen to, maybe a couple of hours a week. 1 hour was always Saturday night for the Grand Ole Opry. And if you had a radio, everybody in your community that didn't have one was at your house on Saturday night listening to the Grand Ole Opry. Cook stove in the kitchen is original. That's the one Gladys actually cooked on. They didn't have wallpaper. They had newspapers on the wall. During the Depression, nobody could afford wallpaper. Picture above the mantel is the first picture made of Elvis and his mom and dad. He was 2.5 years old in that picture. The hat is actually Vernon's official hat that he dedicated the chapel in '79. Of course, Vernon died in '79. So that was probably the last hat that Vernon actually wore.
Wow.
All three of them slept in the same bed together till Elvis was 3, and then they got him a rollaway bed. He could have of his own.
We're in the kitchen, but whose kitchen are we in?
We're in Elvis's kitchen.
Elvis's kitchen.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. This is the original kitchen.
It is the original kitchen, first kitchen they ever had.
I'd even call this the original Graceland, wouldn't you?
Huh?
Wouldn't you call this the original Graceland?
Well, yeah.
Where he graced the land.
That's right. The only thing original is the stove.
But you know, I see this house all the time, and even if I didn't work here, I'd still come by and see it every chance I got. And I go to Graceland pretty regular.
We haven't been there yet, but that's definitely on the list.
We're gonna be doing an Elvis pilgrimage.
That's right, because this is cool. This is really cool. I mean, it's worth whatever you got to pay to get in here.
Just a country boy with his guitar. He was 13 years old at that time. I love how they have all these little facts and signs, and it's very interactive here to where you feel like you're doing something as you go along. So Guy Harris, who grew up across the street from Elvis, he was a historian of this Elvis property here, and he remembers the outhouses in the street and using Sears Roebuck catalog as toilet paper. Thought that was kind of an interesting tidbit. They also have been very kind to clap for him. Pretty inside with that stained glass there. Oh wow, here we go. Oh, you can see me. What's up, guys? Hopefully maybe if I come up here you can see inside too. No glare, how's that? That's pretty cool.
It's dark in here, but it's cool in here. More ways than one. This is the Elvis Presley, I guess, Boyhood Museum here in Tupelo. So this right here is actually what it looked like when Elvis was dying. And the house hasn't moved. So that's Elvis's house right here on the far left. Everything else obviously around it has changed. Now most of the stuff in here came from one person's personal collection. She was a close, I can't remember her name, but she was a close family friend of Elvis's mom and dad, Gladys especially. So most of the stuff in here was just memorabilia she had, and then it's been added to over the years. So, for those of you who don't think Elvis was the king or is the king of rock and roll music or whatever, his 1956 hit Heartbreak Hotel went #1 on the rock and roll charts, the country charts, and the rhythm and blues charts. So, 3 different genres of music had the #1 song, was the same song, and it was Elvis. Oh, left one out. Pop. So, most of the stuff that Miss Janelle McComb has here were gifts from Elvis himself, actually. She said that whenever she would walk into a room, he would always stand up because he was such a gentleman. Treated her like his mama.
It became one of his favorite places to visit was up here on the hill. So we're at the top of the hill at the statue called Becoming, and the reason they call it Becoming is because it shows him at age 11 when he received his first guitar for $7.90, and how he was at the very end, and you know, he had become such a icon, an amazing icon too.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's the best I can do.
There's a lot of ants on here, but so if you saw in that brief little shot of Memphis Bound, there's a letter in here, and I'm gonna read it to you real quick. It said, Elvis is quoted as saying, "We were broke, man, broke, and we left to Tupelo overnight. Dad packed all of our belongings in boxes and put them in the trunk and on top of 1939 Plymouth. We just headed for Memphis. Things had to be better." That is the replica of the 1939 Plymouth.
Okay,
right.
we are done with the busy, well, getting busy, has been busy all day on this beautiful Sunday afternoon at the Elvis Presley Birthplace Extravaganza. Well worth the price of admission. For vets, the price of admission was $0.
Not vets, active duty.
Oh, active duty, excuse me. Active duty price was $0. And but for anybody else, it's $9 for the museum or $9 for the house or $15 for both. Tell you, I'd pay $15 just to walk in the house where Elvis Presley was born. It was worth it. Talon gives it 4 paws up.
We couldn't go into the church because they're having auditory problems.
They're having auditory processing issues there.
No, not quite that.
No, they have some technical difficulties there, and they've ordered some parts to fix it, so they're waiting on it. So instead of opening it up to be halfway, you know, they left it closed because they're either going to do it right or they're not going to do it at all.
So we are at Johnny's, and it is a drive-in that is right by the Elvis Presley Birthplace.
Right.
And it is said that Elvis is eaten here and that there is an actual booth dedicated to him. There's a picture of him in the booth. This has been around since 1945, and this is what they ate, was a dough burger. It is beef with flour mixed in a Depression style era.
Actually, World War II rationing is what she said.
No, she didn't.
So they mixed flour with hamburger during the Depression to make the meat last longer.
That is what she said. And then it has pickles, onions, and mustard on it. So.
Look at them fries.
And fries.
But more importantly,
huge onion ring. We're gonna try this doughboy. Dough burger. I can't say it right. Dough burger. Mmm.
Regular burger's good too.
It's really interesting because it's crispy around the edges on both the bun and the burger. So we have just finished dinner. A very good dough burger.
Awesome onion rings.
Awesome onion rings.
Really good fries. Good burger.
Root beer.
Regular hamburger. Root beers. Johnny's definitely, if you're going to come visit the birthplace of the king, you got to come to Johnny's. You drive right by it to get there, honestly. Bring cash. No cards. No debits. No credits. So, cash-ola only. Bring that cash money.
And it's really inexpensive too.
We paid like $20 for 3 hamburgers. Well, 2 hamburgers. No, you had a ribeye steak sandwich.
I had a ribeye steak sandwich. We bought the dough burger just to try.
Yep. And I had a hamburger. We had fries, and onion rings, and 2 extra large drinks. It was like $21.
On to dessert. We're having a progressive dinner. See you there. So we're having our progressive dinner. We went to the Dairy Cream here
K-R-E-A-M.
here in Tupelo, Mississippi. It has been around since 1955. And it is just a little shack, and they do burgers, hot dogs, fries, onion rings, chili fries, the Frito fries, I don't know. They do a whole lot of different stuff. Plus, you can get ice cream cones, dip cones, malts, shakes.
You can get lots of stuff. I got a strawberry shake. It's really good.
I have the camera shadow on my face. All right, that's better.
I still have a strawberry shake, and it's still really good.
I got butterscotch. And it's really good. All right, our progressive dinner is over. We're gonna go check out the little town of Tupelo, Mississippi.
All right, so we just left the birthplace of Elvis Presley, and we came across this. I wanted to look out the front window here. This is the Tupelo Veterans Memorial Park. Lot of flags. They have a replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall over here. Lots of monuments and memorials out here for various and assorted veterans related stuff. Very, very nice. I mean, it's just a cool little park. Got the pond there, playground off in the distance. But here's something that we're just going to get a view of from a distance because, yeah, it's just a lot. This is very cool. This is a replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial from Washington, D.C. And hang on a second, stop bringing this. There's a flag that fell down. I can pick it up. I'm gonna make it. I know it's not the right one, but it's the best I can do. I couldn't leave that laying on the ground. Okay, over here on the left, there's the book that tells you where everybody's at on the wall. As many of you know, that's been watching us for a while. You know, in my younger days, I had the honor of being an honor guard at the funeral of 2 of the gentlemen on this wall. Everyone on this wall has more than my utmost respect, as they should. So I'm not walking out there because, you know what, it's just really too darn emotional for me, to be honest. But it is a very cool looking replica, and I didn't even know it existed.